Story. We now cross live to our reporter Kevin McAleese in Washington. A very good evening to you, Kevin. Police say the main suspect in the attack on officers in Dallas wanted to kill white people. What else do we know about this suspect?
Well, some more information has come to light over the last hour, and there have been reports citing police sources of a 25-year-old Dallas resident by the name of Micah Xavier Johnson. He has now been identified as the gunman that was killed in that after that three-hour standoff with police using that so-called bomb robot device. Some reports say he had no criminal record or terror ties, but that he may have been an army reservist specialising in carpentry and masonry. Other reports suggest he actually may have served some time in Afghanistan as an army reservist, but obviously this information is still trickling through as this investigation is ongoing. We still have 3 suspects in custody, we believe 2 men and a woman, as Dallas continues to recover from that horrific shooting rampage.
These suspects that are currently in custody, are they cooperating with authorities?
Well, we heard from Mayor Rawlings, the Dallas mayor, earlier. He was reluctant to expand on any details relating to the people in custody at the moment for fear that it would somehow hamper this ongoing investigation. The only certainty we know are the numbers, and that's the 5 police officers that were killed during this incident, 7 injured, 2 bystanders also shot in what police at the time described as this triangulated ambush by snipers firing down on this largely peaceful protest that was winding up late Thursday evening when suddenly those gunshots rang out, and that grainy random footage across social media captured the moments when police were being fired upon and being engaged in this gun battle. One of those suspects we now know to be dead.
Kevin, so 5 police officers dead. Can you take us through how the injured are doing?
They're being carefully monitored in a local hospital. We haven't had any update on their situation, their current health. What we have had is we've had statements from Barack Obama, President Obama, that you referred to. He called this a vicious and calculated attack. We've also just heard from the US Attorney General, Loretta Lynch, who came out and she said that the FBI and Justice Department, they are involved in what she called this unfolding situation. She described it as a week of profound and heartbreaking loss for America. She stressed that the answer is never violence, and she called on the black community in the United States and law enforcement to work together.
What does an incident like this do to what seems to be already strained race relations in the United States?
Well, we've seen this sort of film before in the past, where we've seen members of the black community, normally young black men, who have been shot by police officers. Protests have followed, investigations have followed. This incident slightly different because police officers were the target themselves, but it's been a week that has really brought home the issue, the tension between some black communities and law enforcement. Of course, on Wednesday, you had Philando Castile, who was driving with his girlfriend when they were stopped for a broken tail light. What ensued there involved a police officer firing his gun 4 times, killing Mr. Castile. His girlfriend was actually capturing the aftermath of that event on her phone and streaming it to Facebook for millions to see. The day before that happened, another black male, African-American male, Mr. Sterling, he was selling CDs outside a convenience store in Louisiana when there was a dispatch call which suggested someone matching his description may have a firearm. Police responded, and minutes later he was wrestled to the ground. Gun, he's got a gun, shouted the officers before firing into his chest and back. he later died. That incident was also captured on mobile phone footage, and this is significant because this is perhaps, you have a lot of people here saying this is why we're talking about this tension between the black community and law enforcement. It's because it's being captured on video and shared widely via social media.
Our Washington correspondent, Kevin McAleese.
Now, South Africa has made a U-turn.